From that day on, Tom, Jerry, and Linda were more cautious about offering rides to strangers on dark and stormy nights. They knew that sometimes, even as they drove down the dark and winding road, the tension in the car grew. The driver, feeling uneasy about the ghostly passenger in the back seat, couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Suddenly, the car jolted and swerved as if it had hit something, causing the driver to lose control. The car veered off the road and slammed into a tree, throwing the passengers forward with great force. When they regained consciousness, they found themselves in a deserted field, the car totaled, and the ghostly hitchhiker nowhere to be seen. As they got out of the car and looked around, they noticed something strange. The field was filled with gravestones, marking the final resting places of those who had died in tragic and mysterious circumstances. As they walked through the graveyard, they began to hear strange noises coming from the surrounding woods. It sounded like whispers and footsteps, but there was nobody to be seen. The hairs on the back of their necks stood on end, and they knew that they had to get out of there as soon as possible. But as they turned to leave, they saw her. The ghostly hitchhiker standing in front of them, staring at them with cold, dead eyes. She beckoned them towards her, and they knew that they had no choice but to follow. As they walked towards her, they began to feel a strange sensation in their bodies. It was as if their very souls were being sucked out of them, drained by the malevolent presence of the ghostly hitchhiker. Voice synthesis performed by Yandex Speakit. Finally, they reached her and she spoke to them in a voice that sounded like nails on a chalkboard. She told them that they would never leave the graveyard, that they would be trapped there forever, just like all the others who had died there. The ghostly hitchhiker then vanished into thin air, leaving the passengers alone in the dark and haunted graveyard. They knew that they had to find a way out, but they also knew that it wouldn't be easy. As they searched for a way out, they encountered other ghosts, all victims of the same curse that had trapped them in this haunted place. Some of them were friendly, trying to help the passengers find their way out, but others were malevolent and violent, trying to harm them at every turn. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, the passengers stumbled upon a path that led them out of the graveyard and back to civilization. They were relieved to be free from the curse of the ghostly hitchhiker and the haunted graveyard, but they knew that they would never forget the terror they had experienced that night.